everyone, it's Nina. Thanks so much for joining me today for a new tutorial. And I'm really excited because I'm bringing you a 3D pop-up card. I haven't made one of these cards in a really long time, and it was just itching at me to create one. And when I saw the new Simon Says Stamp July 2020 card kit called Home Sweet Home, I knew that this was the project that I was going to make a 3D pop-up card. So in the kit is the adorable Home Sweet Home stamp set, and there's a sweet little cityscape that's a really fun border and perfect for slimline cards, which are super popular right now. But I thought it'd be fun to use this as the scene for my pop-up card. So I stamped a series of these little houses and cityscape onto some watercolor paper. I stamped it 3 times, so a set of 3 different borders, and then I colored each set with some watercolors. I did very simple coloring, and because I want to show you how to build this pop-up card, I decided to skip the coloring process. Figured you could color it however you'd want, and I'm going to show you what I did to assemble. Now, there aren't dies for this set, so I did fussy cut them, and then I cut the little borders in half, so they're about 4 inches wide. Now, the card that I'm going to have end up finishing up is a little bit smaller than a regular A2 size card. It's 4 inches wide by 5.5 inches tall, so slightly narrower and the normal height for an A2 card. So here's that card panel, and the inside is going to be the focus of the card today, and not so much the outside. I'll show you what I did to finish up the outside in a bit. The first thing I needed to do was to create a background for my scene. So I cut one of the Waffle flower special delivery papers that are included in the kit, and I cut it in half so that I have a sheet of this fun cloud border that can go on both the top and the bottom portion of my card. Because this is a pop-up scene, you're going to be seeing both the bottom and the top as part of this pop-up design. So we need to make sure that we have both the bottom and the top part of the card covered. From some cotton candy cardstock, I also cut some strips of paper that are the same 4 inches wide, but they're varying in height. And I didn't measure them to be exact. I just kind of eyeballed the height so that basically each of my little cityscapes are slightly higher than the cityscape that's in front of it. And there's going to be a series of 3 of them in my pop-up card. And you will notice there is a score line about 1/4 of an inch up from each one that's going to give me a space to add some adhesive and then use that to hold down each of my little pop-up scene elements onto my card. And all of these pieces are getting adhered to the bottom part of the inside of my card. So you're seeing me line each of these up, and they're slightly staggered from each one, about 1/4 inch distance apart, give or take. I'm not really measuring this to be exact. This is just kind of eyeball measurements. After attaching my cityscapes, all 3 of them, onto my card, I stamped one of the sentiments from the stamp set onto the bottom portion of that card. Here's the cityscape already put together. Now, you don't have to, but I did add some pieces of cardstock to reinforce those little cityscapes. It would have worked and would have stood up on their own anyway, but I really like having the little bit of extra cardstock, which is just folded in half to hold the paper onto the cityscape in front of it. All right, so to finish up the card on the front, I kept this very understated. The card on the inside is so spectacular that I wanted to make sure that the front of the card was very simple, and that creates a really fun surprise for the inside. So I just took another piece of that special delivery paper. I used one of the accent sheets that's included in this pattern paper and cut down the cute little birds so that I could put them onto the postage die that's included in the kit. So here's the front of the card, and then the fun surprise is when you open it up and you have this adorable little scene that's created from those sweet little Home Sweet Home stamp set. I hope that today's video inspires you to try this 3D pop-up card. Really, it's very, very simple to do. You're basically just attaching your stamped images onto a simple piece of folded cardstock. That's going to give you this really fun pop-up effect when you open up the card. Thanks so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed today's project, I hope you'll stop by my blog to get more information on this project. These are contents that are part of the Simon Says Stamp new July 2020 card kit, which you can find additional information about over at my blog also. Thanks for tuning in today. I'll be back again very soon with more to share. And until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!